Greetings, everyone, great gardening subscribers and new viewers. I want to ask you to hit the bell, hit the like button, subscribe to this channel before we get started, because this is not a channel just about gardening, but this is an interactive community of people who are passionate about gardening, want to learn about the culture of plants, how do they affect our daily life, and where do they bring the world we live in. So we're not just going to talk about how to plant plants, and this is not a DIY kind of channel, but I want to talk about plants in real life. Today we are going to discuss one of my absolute favorites, the coveted Sansevieria, the snake plant. This is an incredible option for people who are looking to get into gardening but maybe live inside of an apartment, don't have a yard, don't have a lot of time, don't have a lot of money, and really are just beginning. I'll tell you why. The snake plant is incredibly resilient. It can live without a lot of light. In fact, too much sunlight will actually damage this plant. It can go without water for very impressive amounts of time. It can take a lot of abuse. The other thing is that in terms of producing this plant, if you're cash strapped and your wish in life is to have a wall of the Sansevieria, you can actually cultivate these at home with very little resource, as the trimmings of the plant can be seeded to create more. Hence the name snake plant. Kind of goes on forever. You can cut it, and instead of having one dead snake, you've got two living. Reproduces in incredible ways. But that's not really the reason that people gravitate towards this incredible vegetation. See, a NASA study that was conducted some years back demonstrated and proved that this is one of the few filter plants that we know of that has been scientifically proven to clean and cleanse the breathe. So if you live in an urban environment with nasty smog, exhaust, neighbors farting, whatever, this is a plant that can really, really serve you well. It filters the air that we breathe. It produces oxygen, and importantly, it releases the oxygen in the evening. So this is a great bedroom plant. A lot of people don't know that. It's a huge misconception that you'd like to have lots of plants in your bedroom. Any kind of plant, the more plants, the better, because your room will be filled with oxygen. That depends on the time of day, because plants also release CO2, which you don't want. So Sansevieria is perfect because you can put it on your nightstand and the next morning wake up feeling brilliantly refreshed, which is what happened to me when my wife bought me this plant. This is one of the first pot plants that we had at home. And I'll admit it now, turned out that waking up refreshed after sleeping next to this plant the first evening was indeed a placebo effect. They say that you need approximately 8 sizable Sansevieria plants per inhabitant of the home to make any actual difference on the air filtration. As you can see, some of these plants, they start off quite small, but they grow to be sizable. So it takes a little bit of time and patience. I know that universities use these plants inside of their study areas, places that are used for diligent focus, such as libraries. It's said to enhance the cognitive ability of the students, bringing them into new levels of knowledge and education. But that's not where the story ends. Sansevieria is also the perfect plant for a stylish, semi-urban art piece in your home. And this is actually the best example of how these plants should be laid out. My issue with Sansevieria, because we try to achieve that 8 plant per person ratio within our home, so we have an awful lot of them, is that the house was filled with pots. And there are a few problems with that. It clutters up the place terribly. It makes it quite miserable. The other thing is that pots are way more expensive than the plant itself. So it's great if you get just one pot. You can even DIY this. There are plenty of videos to figure out how to build your own large Sansevieria spot and put it in a select wall. I recommend the bedroom. It looks nice. It's zen. Think about it. After you're sitting in front of monitors all day, electronic screens, everywhere you look, you can't avoid it. What better peaceful scenery would you want in your bedroom than a beautiful snake plant? Chuck out the LCD, get rid of the TV from the room, put one of these plants in, and you will not regret it. Now, there are a few downsides that I'd like to discuss with you. The first thing is that Sansevieria plants are really a nuisance to people who have cats. For whatever reason, and I have a cat, cats are very attracted to these plants. I'm not sure if they're toxic to the animal, but my cat has vomited after biting into them. That would be an interesting thing. Maybe someone could look that up online and write in the comment section below about the toxicity of this plant towards dogs, towards cats, towards children. I think that we should kind of figure that out together as a community to make sure that this might not be suitable for everyone, and we should spread the word. But that is one downside. The cat kind of likes to chew on it, and then it like systematically vomits every time. The other thing is that the cat digs into the dirt and leaves a bit of a mess, so that takes away the great zen factor that we would otherwise have going. And then I just want to put this out there. If you're going for a elongated, dirt-filled, low pot, such as the example that we have right here, this could also serve your cat as a litter box. I don't think we need to go into details in terms of why that would not be ideal in your bedroom, but for cat owners out there, I'm sure you could use your imagination and figure it out. So those are the only downsides that I can really come across right now. The Sansevieria snake plant makes an excellent gift. It's a great gift for your children as well. It's a nice way to introduce them into gardening, and it's a great way to fill your house with greenery. The winter is upon us, and gardening season is coming to a close for those of us in the northern hemisphere anyways. So it doesn't actually need to stop. You can take it inside the house and create a lovely, zen, blissful, and most importantly, air filtered environment for you and your loved ones. And until then, I would only ask you to subscribe to Great Gardening. Please share this channel with everyone who would have insight on the great craft of gardening, because I'm an admitted amateur. I'm just putting these videos out there to connect with some people, get some different opinions. Perhaps I misstated some facts, perhaps I omitted some facts. I would really love it if you guys could fill me in the comment section below, and we can treat this just as a community forum to master what it means to have Sansevierias in your house. So yeah, like button, subscribe button, and come back for more. I'm going to put out lots of these videos. Thanks.